This is a hitafterhit.com production.
I am your host, Mr. Apathy, Devlin James, and this is the Real Talk Radio Show. What's going on, folks? This is Devlin James coming at you with another edition of the Real Talk Radio Show. I have a question for everyone listening. Can someone please tell me, when did so many black women become so manly? When did so many black women become so damn manly? I already know that some sisters out there are probably getting pissed off already just from the title of this radio show. I'll say two things to these sisters. One, I did say some black women, not all. Two, other black women are even saying this. I had a discussion just this past weekend with a sister about how manly some of today's black women have become. She agrees 100% because she sees it. Matter of fact, everyone in the world sees it. So, what I'm saying in this video should come as no revelation. I'll say this though. It's one thing to see this behavior from black women on television and on YouTube, or especially on World Star Hip Hop. It's another thing to see that shit right in front of your eyes. My most memorable experience with a manly black woman took place about 2 years ago on a date of all things. And this was a woman I met through some online dating website. Guys, watch out for those women that you meet online. And I'm going to do more shows on the subject of online dating in the future. Believe me, I have a lot of stories to tell you on that subject. Anyway, getting back to the sister I met online. She was about 3 years older than me. Now remember, she had only one picture of herself on her online dating profile. In the picture, she was sitting in a way which was kind of deceiving. She had her legs crossed, and she looked sexy in the picture. When I met her, I saw that she had a little kangaroo pouch action going on with her stomach. She was actually hiding her gut by crossing her legs the way she did. Again, watch out for those women that you meet online, guys. They are full of tricks. Anyway, she wasn't a bad-looking sister, in spite of her little kangaroo pouch. And the conversations we had over the phone were decent. So I decided to go through with the first meet and greet date and see where her head really was. Man, I found out quickly. The conversation was innocent enough at first, talking about our jobs first, and then talking a little bit about her son. She was a divorced single mother. Next we spoke about family. It turns out that she grew up around a bunch of men. She was the only girl in a family full of boys. So she had a number of brothers that helped raise her with tough love. Okay, still innocent enough. My own mother grew up under a similar environment. Then the sister said something that turned me off cold. Out of nowhere, she looked up at me with a straight face and said, "Yeah, I could probably knock a man out." I'm going to pause for a moment to let that one sink in. So she thinks she could knock a man out. Damn. When did some of these black women become so manly? Okay, let's review this whole thing now. This is a woman. This is a mother. And this woman wasn't a big girl. I think she was about 5'2", with a petite build. This wasn't a young woman either. At the time, I think she was either 38 or 39. And here she was, talking about knocking a grown man out. This was a check please moment for me. In that instance, I was done. I learned all I needed to know about this sister, and I didn't want a damn thing to do with her. No dating, no booty call, no friends with benefits, no nothing. Not with a woman like that. She clearly had mental issues. Any woman who feels that she can knock a man out, or even thinks about trading blows with a grown man, has mental issues in my book. From the fact that she wasn't even built to take on a man. Again, this woman was 5'2" and petite. She wasn't a black belt either, because I did ask her that after she made her statement. I figured that if she had some type of high-level martial arts background, then maybe there would be some validity to her statement. But this woman had no such training. She wasn't a UFC fighter, and she damn sure wasn't Muhammad Ali's daughter. But here she was, standing 5'2", petite, and feeling that she could knock a man on his ass. And she was serious about that statement. Tell me how her brothers showed her how to fight. I saw her as an illogical, delusional woman who would at some point, with some man, try and test her theory. This is why men, you avoid women like this, because these are the type of women that get you either thrown in jail, or killed, or both. The way I see it, you have one of a couple different scenarios that could take place in dealing with a woman like this. Let's say that you were the short-sighted schmuck that decided to take a woman like this on and start some kind of relationship with her. You're over at her place, and the two of you get into some argument where now it escalates to the point where she wants to see if she can test your manhood and knock you on your ass. Now guys, let me be clear on this before I go any further. I don't condone a man hitting or putting his hands on a woman. But sometimes, like in that Ohio bus driver incident, some of these bitches have it coming. I myself would try not to retaliate because I already know the bullshit I'm going to have to face afterwards. But I wouldn't look down on any man that retaliates against any woman that attacks him physically. And I wouldn't come to the rescue of any woman who was getting her ass beat for attacking a man. Most of today's women feel that there are no consequences for their actions. And they need to learn one way or another that yes, there is a consequence for what you do. Plus, I'm not some damn white knight. Anyway, back to the topic. So let's say Miss 5'2" decides she wants to chin check you over the argument. As a more powerful and hopefully more rational man, You may choose to get the fuck out of that situation and leave that bitch before things get worse than that. And you exit that relationship without laying hands on her or getting into any shit yourself. In the case of you getting involved with this woman, this is the best scenario for you. But let's say you didn't leave after she delivered that hook to the side of your chin. You decide to stay and work it out with the woman. Because, I don't know, you're one thirsty son of a bitch and a glutton for punishment. So you stay with the bitch and get your ass chin checked a number of times. And you take it. And you take it. Until one day you have enough and you let her have it. You draw back and hit that chick like she was a man, laying her ass completely out. Now after she comes to, one of two things could happen. She could either call the cops on your ass, who will come and haul your ass off to jail, or she could call her brothers, who may take turns fucking you up, or they may even try and kill your ass. Whatever the case, it won't end on a good note for you. These types of women will always bring some type of drama into your life. Because if they aren't calling the cops on you for retaliating when you had enough of their bullshit, or getting their family members or some other man to kick your ass, they're trying to get you to fight someone who quote unquote disrespected them. You see, a woman like this tends to be extremely combative, and they know no boundaries. So she'll always be out on the streets running her mouth and challenging people. At some point, she will get into an altercation with some dude who might knock her ass out. Then she'll come running to you to go and defend her honor. It's the women like this that get a lot of men killed. They act all tough and manly, thinking they can exchange blows with grown men. Then when a man hauls off and rearranges her jaw like she is a man, reality sets in. She realizes that she is in over her head and goes from being Miss Testosterone Woman to the victim. Then she'll try and get some man to come and settle the score, and that's when the bullshit starts. That's when people start going to jail or losing their lives over some woman and her stupid bullshit. Now, I'm going to close this video out by saying this. Most of today's black American women are confused as hell. They don't understand their role as a woman, especially in relation to men. So many of them are trying to be men. A good number of them, as most of you know, were raised in these single-parent homes. And in some of these homes, they were taught by their mamas how to use and exploit men. They also developed these violent, combative natures, probably due to the fact that they were raised in a violent environment. So they grow up with this anger and violent nature within them, and they're willing to throw down at a moment's notice with anyone, be it another woman or even a man. The problem with these women is that when they get in over their heads, or they get into a situation that is too hot for them to handle, they want to call someone in to fight their battles. And that's where the trouble starts. Especially if you're that someone they want to call in, and if you're dumb enough to get into their bullshit. Again, avoid women like this at all costs. Most of them truly have mental issues, and they can do nothing but bring calamity into your life. Anyway, that's my opinion on dealing with these manly women. Leave a comment. Tell me what you think. Thanks for watching. This is Devlin James. If you haven't done so already, please subscribe to my channel. More videos to come.